Hello. How is everybody doing? Welcome to RossonARI TV. What a crazy day it has been today. Mamma mia, what a crazy day. Um so I'm on Twitter and I see Milan I post these quotes from Cardinale, which are the exact same quotes he said about a year ago in one of his economic forums regarding Milan. Winning every year is not good. It's not good for the ecosystem, uh, and blah blah blah. Whatever it was, we're going to talk about them. We're going to go through them. And I was thinking, all right, guys, these guys are picking up on this stuff now, man. He said this a year ago. I'm like, wow, Twitter is finally picking up on the crazy stuff Mr. Gerri Cardinale said a year ago. And lo and behold, I come to find out that the quotes that were being tweeted were literally live, in live time. And Gerri Cardinale was today at an economic forum in Dubai, literally saying the exact same things from last year. This guy hasn't learned a damn thing. He is so out of touch with Milan fans, with the culture, with Italy, with how Milan fans want to perceive AC Milan, with what AC Milan means. The stuff this guy says is so out of touch that it hurts. And I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I was like, okay, look, he's going to come to Italy. He's going to screw up because he's an amateur, and but he's going to learn. Can you imagine the stadium for the past two games has been empty, not empty, but the Curva Sud had those big statements, those big banners saying we want better communication, we want ambition, we want this, we want that. The sound of silence. We're not going to, we're going to boycott the team. And this is the messaging that Cardinale comes up with. Listen, Curva Sud, Gerri does not give a shit about you. You guys are numbers for him. You don't mean anything. These people here that do these economic forums, they look at us, the people, like livestock. We are livestock to them. We are cows. We are sheep. We are pigs. We are donkeys. We are chickens. We are ducks. We are turkeys. That's what we are to these people. That's literally what we are. We mean nothing to them. We are numbers. We are statistics. These guys are absolute elitists of a kind that I thought we'd only see in movies. I thought it was like science fiction action movies, The Terminator, Sylvester Stallone, but no, this is real life. These guys are literally like crazy villains. They're literally crazy villains. They look at us like livestock. That's what we are to them. And you can't get that out of them. You can't get it out of them. That's the way they see us, and that's the way we are perceived. We're not human beings. We are livestock. And our job is to consume their product. That's all we need. That's all. Our existence is for them is just consuming their product. The moment we stop consuming their product, we don't matter anymore. We don't matter anymore. We get eliminated. We are eliminated. So yeah, Gerri's showing how out of touch he is once again. And his communication is so bad. It is so bad. And at this point, I am 100% convinced that AC Milan, under this ownership, will never, ever achieve elite status on the field again. And honestly, I don't even know at this point if they're going to achieve what their main goals were, which is to create this brand and make money off of the brand and blah, blah, blah. I don't think they're going to be able to do that either, because Milan's brand, Milan's brand, is not something you sell at a shop and you print on a shirt. Milan's brand is being one of the best teams in the world, is being the best team in the world, is being a team that has that ambition. This guy, you know, this guy has no clue about this stuff. The most shocking thing he said is that Milan is pretty much an experiment. He is using Milan to see whether or not he can make money off of his methods. And we are in such a terrible, terrible era right now from this squad that I don't see any way out of it. Unfortunately, at this point, we are stuck with this, and we're going to have to endure this for many years. At this point, I don't even know. I don't even know what to do. I don't even know how to react to this anymore because we can't do anything. I mean, we can talk about how shitty it is, but I mean, look, the other thing is this, right? So Gerri, now that he is a little bit more, known, and now the Milan fans are more aware of him, now they're starting to understand what Gerri's ambitions really are and what he really wants to do, right? By the way, Juventus just scored. Vlahovic just scored. It is 1-0, 3 minutes in. Juventus just scored. Anyway, game is still early. But anyway, so the thing is, like, on this channel, we covered this shit that Gerri said a year ago. We covered it. We spoke about it. It was outrageous a year ago. Because of the things he was saying and the actions that he took, we were very concerned. We were very concerned with how things were going to go. But this, we went through that shit a year ago. So I had about a year to digest all of this stuff. But now that people are a little bit more aware of Gerri and they're following him, I'm seeing the Twitter AC Milan fans going absolutely bonkers reading what this guy is saying. This guy is talking about Milan as if Milan is Sassuolo, as if Milan is Udinese, as if Milan is Salernitana, as if Milan is Palermo, as if Milan is Genoa, Sampdoria, Verona. He is talking about Milan like Milan doesn't matter. This man has completely destroyed, with his words, the meaning and the values of what Milan represents. And now people are going to be outraged. You're going to see a lot of outrage in the Milan fan base because, they're not going to be hearing it from me now or from anybody. Now it's him. Now they're actually listening to what he's saying, especially after the Curva Sud coming out and asking for a reaction, asking for communication. And so they were waiting for an answer. And this is the answer they get, that Milan is just an experiment that he's going to use in order to see if he can make money out of it. That he doesn't really think that his ambition is not to win. His ambition is not to create an elite team. And the fact that he says that winning every year is a bad thing because it's bad for Serie A. What? Like, you say that shit again? He said it again. Guys, when Berlusconi bought Milan, by the way, we just heard the Maldini interview. The Maldini interview was amazing, guys. I know this is an English speaking language channel, and not everybody here speaks Italian, but when you hear Maldini talk, this man is all class. He is truly, he's not one in a million. Maldini is not 1 in a million. Maldini is 1 in 8 billion. This guy is a national treasure, not for Milan, for Italy, and for Europe and for football. This guy is a global treasure when it comes to football, a national treasure when it comes to Italy. And dude, it's crazy. Anyway, Maldini did not talk bad about the management. He had nothing to say about the management. We are going to talk about that, though. But Maldini was recalling when Berlusconi bought Milan, and what Berlusconi was instilling into the players when he bought Milan. And he was, he was just reminiscing. And he was saying, Berlusconi, when Berlusconi bought Milan, Berlusconi, first of all, developed a very good relationship with the players. That's a thing. Gerri Cardinale said he doesn't want to have a relationship with the players. The players are just employees, by the way. That's insane to me. Anyway, so Maldini said that when Berlusconi bought Milan, Berlusconi came to the team and he told them, we want to build the greatest team in the world that plays the best football. We're going to win trophies. We are going to be the elite of the elite. We're going to be the top of the pyramid. That is what we're going to do. This is the ambition. That was the communication. That was the drive. Words matter. Words matter because words determine the action. Look at the difference between Berlusconi and Gerri Cardinale. Berlusconi developing a strong relationship with the players and telling them what he wants to do, and then actually doing it. Rather than now, you have Gerri Cardinale who does not want to build a relationship with the players because players are just assets. So they come and they go. And he's going in public saying that it is not good to win every year. And even though we're going to try and be competitive every year, we have to balance trophy with long-term sustainability, which is absolute garbage, nonsense. It is absolute garbage. What he wants to do is build a brand, build infrastructure, and sell it for a profit. Because at the end of the day, like I said from day one, that us, the AC Milan fans, when we look at the horizon, we want to see the Champions League. We want to see Ballon d'Or. We want to see elite level football. We want to see what Maldini wanted to see. History. We wanted to see the continuation of elite history from AC Milan. But when Gerri looks like the horizon, AC Milan is just a little blip in his pathway towards making Redbird a richer company. His Champions League is Redbird becoming a huge financial sporting investment company. That's what he is all about. It's not about Milan, it's about Redbird. And there is no passion for Milan. That's the thing. That's the crazy thing. That when he talks, he shows that he has no passion for the club whatsoever. He has no passion for the club. He has no passion for football as a sport. He has no passion for the colors. He has absolutely no interest in learning the history of the club, the culture of the club, the values of the club. This guy 2 months ago said that he was surprised that when he fired Maldini, there was such a strong reaction because he doesn't care to understand what the fans think, what football means for Italians, what football means for Milan fans across the world, what football means for Europe, what football means for Europeans. He doesn't care about this because he's shown he doesn't care about this because he doesn't put any effort in trying to understand it. His communication is so off that it truly hurts, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing because other fans from other football teams are looking at this and they're laughing at us. They are laughing at us. I actually saw. I was going through the tweets. We're going to go through tweets in a second here. I was going through the tweets. All the Milan fans, of course, are outraged because from a team that communicated always the ambition to be at the top of the world, even when things weren't perfect, but always with that ambition, with that drive, to now listening to a guy say that AC Milan is just an experiment for him, and that he's using AC Milan to learn how to run a football club. That's crazy. Listening to say that winning every year is not good for Serie A. That's maybe the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life. saying that the reason why he got into football is because you can buy low, sell high. Most insane thing I've ever heard in my life. And so many other gems, right? Like, this is not passion. This is who. How are you going to inspire a sporting infrastructure to strive to be elite against teams against Real Madrid, Man City, Bayern, and so with this kind of mentality, it's never going to happen. It's not going to happen. It will never happen in a million years. People can dream all they want, but this way is this is amateur hour at the park on Sunday mornings. Right now, guys, we are Sunday morning playing pickup games. Some people are playing in their sandals. We have like some grandmas playing on the pitch. It is seven v 10. There's some children on the pitch. There's some girls. There's some dudes that don't know how to play. This is where we are right now. How the fuck are you going to compete against people with the mentality of Marotta and those guys, right? And the elite teams across Europe. You cannot compete. And unfortunately, I'm going to say it again. As long as this ownership is in charge of Milan, there is 0% chance that Milan will return to become an elite team. 0% chance, guys. Remember these words. I don't say things lightly, and I mean it when I say it. 0% chance Milan will become an elite squad under this management. Will we ever win trophies under this management? I don't know. I don't know. Will we ever become an elite team that is up there with the best in Europe? Impossible. Not a chance in hell. Not a chance in hell. No chance whatsoever. No chance whatsoever. Zero. You can take that to the bank. You can take that to the bank and deposit that shit confidently. Zero chance. This is basically a lesser version of Fassone Mirabelli. At least Fassone Mirabelli kind of understood the culture. They tried to do it. Their messaging was there, but it's very difficult to do. It's very difficult to be the best. It's not so easy. It's not just because I am Milan and 20 years ago I won. I was in the finals of the Champions League, and all of a sudden that shit just repeats because I'm Milan. No, you got to make that happen. You got to make that happen. How do you make that happen? By having people that first love the team, love the colors, understand the colors, that they do this for passion, and they have the ambition to do that. There is no ambition. There's zero ambition to do any of the stuff. This is just a business venture, guys. We are witnessing a business venture of some dude that that bought Milan, and we're just witnessing his business venture, and and we can't do anything about it. It doesn't matter. The fans can't do anything about it because Curva Sud, they just had all those banners saying, "We want this, we want that, we want this, we want that." Here was your response. Yeah, we're not going to build a team to win every year because that's bad for the Serie A. Sustain long term balancing short term, long term sustainability. And blah 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 blah. Money, money, money. Curve bells and blah blah blah. Stock, blah 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 blah. And statistics. As I said earlier, to this management, to this ownership, to these people, we are nothing else but livestock that are, and our purpose is to consume their product. And that's it. That's it. There's no more soul, there's no more heart, there's no more meaning. It's just numbers. It's just numbers. And I believe, in my opinion, now I don't know about this because this is maybe something that I am not an expert in, but I don't think this is going to work out for him in a business sense too. I mean, if AC Milan was Walmart, Maybe it could work out for him, but AC Milan is a sports team, and it's a sports team, and the human factor is too important. And this guy, there is no human factor with this guy. There is no human factor. Now, listen, I do want to say something. Maybe he means well. Maybe, he does mean well. I don't know. But I don't think from a business perspective it's going to work out for him either. I think the business end of it is going to fail. I mean, look at this year already. He made less. First of all, the reason why today AC Milan is in good financial standing, it's not because of Gerri and his fucking Moneyball or Elliott and their Moneyball. It's because Maldini was able to build a team of youngsters and bring them back into Europe. Because if none of that was not be standing, all right? The reason why today AC Milan is in good financial standing is because of the work that Maldini did in the past 5. A crazy number like the Champions League, getting players like Tonali for 20 something million, and then Redbird selling him for 80 million, getting a player like Kalulu for him into a player that now is worth 30 million or something like that, getting players like Theo Hernandez for 20 something million, now he's worth 100 million, now is worth triple, quadruple. All of this stuff is because of not just because Milan is a brand, no, it's because Milan got back into Europe. It's because Milan finished second the year we got back into Europe. We started playing Europe again. Then we won the Scudetto. We kept on staying in Europe. This shit for granted now. They're taking it for granted now, and they're, Maldini got a CDK. Fuck, whatever. You idiots. You're taking it for granted now, but 5 years ago, when we were in that banter era and we fifth spot to say, weren't taking it for granted back then. Now, take it for granted, and they did not understand the kind of work that Maldini did to bring this team back into a healthy financial spot with his decisions and with his ability to make a group of players fight and sacrifice for each other, but the sporting results. All right. Because the team would have not achieved this if he would have been finishing 6th, 7th, 8th. Taken for granted. And so many Milan fans just completely took it for granted, and they're saying Maldini did this. Guys, listen, if Furlani, Moncada, Gerri would have taken over AC Milan after Fassone Mirabelli, I do not even want to imagine. I don't want to even imagine where we would be if these guys would have taken over Milan right after Fassone Mirabelli. I have nightmares. Try what would have happened if these guys would have taken over right after Fassone Mirabelli. Imagine that. Moncada, Furlani, D'Ottavio, the banter era team, and bringing it back and trying to bring it back to Europe and winning a Serie A. It would have been like, you don't want to imagine that. It would have been probably worse. So here we are. We have an owner that is completely out of touch with the environment, with the club, with the fans. He says that he found out we are partners. Like, as fans, we are partners. Motherfucker, I ain't your partner. I don't make any money out of AC Milan. I'm emotionally invested. Client. What the fuck are you talking about? This guy says that Milan fans are partners. That makes no sense to me. What are you talking about? We are partners. We are not partners. We're fans, but and the team is a very special team. You're not going to galvanize us by saying that that we are partners, and that if we win too much, it's not fun. It doesn't make it fun. That shit will galvanize Bologna fans. That shit will galvanize Sassuolo fans. But Milan is a whole different ball game. The communication you have to have when has to be conducive to what our history has been. It can't just be investments, assets, and numbers for Redbird. And all of this is just for Redbird. It's not even for Milan. Because at the end of the day, who makes money? Not Milan. Milan doesn't make any money. It's Redbird that's going to make the money. So I'm just very disappointed. I'm very disappointed. I don't even know. And I see a lot of fans on Twitter, negatively. Just as soon as the market will start, we'll probably get a few players, and everybody will forget, and all of a sudden, Cardinale is their hero again. Until next season, when we'll have another season, probably another season with a lot of disappointments, and then they'll be back on Cardinale's case. Then again, Cardinale will buy a few more players, and everybody will love him. So that is something that happens, and it's part of the human existence, human experience. For some, there's some people that things, whether it's a glass, whether it's a shiny glass or a shiny diamond, it doesn't matter as long as it's shiny. As long as it's shiny, people are happy. So obviously, we're going to get a little bit of that, but at the end of the day, at this point, it doesn't matter who Milan buys, who the new coach will be, because the heart of the project is corrupt. The heart of the project is not the best in Europe. Not something that can compete with the best in Europe. This is pretty much. I mean, look, they're in Italy. Milan is a rich club, so Milan will always have the resources to stay in the European spots. But that's not a given. That's not a given. That is not a given. But at this point, I will repeat it one more time. Milan has zero chance of returning to becoming an elite team with this kind of mentality, with this kind of drive, and that's why Maldini was fired. This is why Maldini was fired, because Maldini was ambitious. Maldini was not working for Milan because he wanted to make money and to advance his career. Maldini was working the legacy of his name, but to continue the love that he has from the club, and because he knows what we want. That's the thing. Maldini knows what we want because Maldini wants it too. Maldini is one of us. Maldini is one of us, but he's privileged position. He is one of us, but he's also one of the greatest of all time. He is a GOAT. He is a GOAT in football, and he's one of the most intelligent, class act, absolute class act, and he is one of us. It's just this perfect marriage. So he was fired because of that. He's fired because of that. Maldini was fired because when Maldini looked at the horizon, he saw Milan at the top of the mountain. And that will get you fired at the club. What will keep your position in the club just like Ibrahimovic, is that at the end of the horizon, Redbird has to be at the top of the mountain. That's why Ibrahimovic works for Redbird and not for AC Milan. He's working for Redbird. So that's crazy. That's crazy that we're living through this. As long as these guys are in charge, and we have to endure it, and we just have to endure it. It's very sad. It is extremely sad situation. Yeah, extremely sad. All right, let's go to chat. Let me see what you guys got to say. Let's go to chat now. Forza Cardinale, Forza Paulo Souza. Okay, I hope Paulo Souza is being linked to us. And by the way, guys, what's up with all these foreigner like? I people tell me I sound like a nationalist. I sound like an ethno nationalist. Blah blah blah. What I these guys are making me sound like one, dude. I'm saying, like, why are we linked to only foreign coaches? How is one to create a European team? Last I fucking checked, Italy is in Europe. First of all, and also Serie A is not in Europe. Serie A is in Italy. Why do we want to go with foreign like the ratio of foreign coaches that were successful in Italy is so tiny? Why even consider that? Unless it's a great, like a Klopp, a Guardiola, etc. But why are we going for mid-level, mid-tier foreign coaches? Like, what is the reasoning behind that? I wish I was in the offices with Monca, why they think that mid-level tier foreign coaches are going to come to Italy. Serie A ain't the EPL. Serie A, the fucking planet. If you are not ready for the Serie A, man, you're going to get eaten alive. It's one thing if you bring in Mourinho and you have in your squad some of the best players on the planet, like Inter did when they won the treble. Sure, Mourinho was probably the best foreign coach at the time in circulation, one of the best, top three. And you have Eto'o, you have Snyder, you have Lucio, you have Samuel, you have Maicon, you have literally all the national best players of their respective national teams. That makes sense to me. Okay, you want to make an all foreign team? Okay, get the best of the best. That makes kind of like what Real Madrid is doing, right? Real Madrid is a lot of foreign players, but it's not random. It's Ancelotti is your foreign coach. Ancelotti is the best fucking coach in the world. Vinicius Jr. is the best Brazilian player coming up after Neymar. Arda Güler, the best Turkish player. Modric, best midfielder. Cruz, best German midfielder. It's the best of the best of the best of the best. Okay, fine. That makes sense if you're going to do an all foreign team. But if you're going to do an all foreign team, you're going to become Udinese. These guys are literally replicating Udinese. We are the new Udinese. And this has got nothing to do with it's just common sense. I'm just using logic here. I'm just using logic. Roy, I'm in Cali. Ah, nice. What are you doing in Cali? Cool. What are you doing there? I'm staying at the lodge in Torre. I don't know where that is. My beloved Milan is now bona fide prostitute institution. That's funny. Hey, what's up, Edison? People on Twitter said they want to see US dominating league because that makes league boring. They don't want to see us dominating league, yeah. Oh, they want to see us dominate the league because I'm in the league more. That's funny. Juve, yeah. I was right. Well, let's say, I mean, look, Tick Size saw it right away. Like, he saw it right away. I gotta say, in the beginning, I was a little bit bamboozled by the whole thing. I'm not always right. By the way, about the thing I was telling you in Twitter DMs, it's not looking good. The guy has essentially revealed on everything he said, and now he says that apparently nothing will come of it. Doesn't look like it to me. For me, it looks like Cardinal is going to keep this team for the long term. He's going to try and get his stadium. The moment he gets his stadium, he's going to sell. He's going to sell the moment he gets the stadium. I don't know if he's ever going to achieve that. Who knows? Conte Milan has a petition. No, I'm not going to participate in that petition. I'm not going to be part of that. Just to be rejected, like they did with the Curva Sud. No, not a chance. I could never tell you who the source at this point. I could even tell you who. Yeah, who is it? Tell me. I want to know. Fonseca favorite to become new coach. Man, Fonseca, mamma mia, guys. What a fucking awful decision if that's the guy. Oh, my Lord. Fonseca's fucking awful. Jeez Louise. Can we get any worse than Fonseca? I'm glad that this Qatar interview got out in the Twitter world. Now everyone will say, yeah, you know what? Me too. Me too. Because when it came out today, I honestly thought, oh, look, finally these guys are seeing what we saw a year ago. But no, he's just doing the exact same spiel he does, but it's caught live, and now Milan fans are paying attention. And we're also interested in Fabio Silva. I'm done with this club. If we sign him, I don't know who Fabio Silva is. Is that another coach? What the fuck is up with these coaches? I don't know. I don't know if these are just diversions or I don't know what they want to do, man. I honestly have no fucking clue. And I don't think it even matters at this point what they do. My biggest concern is there's 2 weeks until the end of the season, and we don't even know who is our coach. Meanwhile, Inter signed 2 players. Yeah. Apparently, they will know in a few right after the season is done, but who knows? Who knows? I'm not watching Milan anymore until he leaves. I mean, I feel you, man. I've lost a lot. I've lost passion. I've lost like I'm invested because I'm here. I'm pissed off. My blood is boiling. So I was invested. I can't avoid it. I've been following this team for fucking my whole life, but I find it difficult. I find it difficult to hold on. I might have some. Let me. I find it difficult to support what this guy is doing, also because I just don't believe in what this guy's doing. But it's not because I don't want to believe in what this guy's doing. It's because anyone that understands football, even from a basic standpoint, knows that what this guy is doing is not the right thing. Like that's the issue. That's the issue. It's not that I don't want to believe in what he's doing, is that we've been watching football all our lives. Like, we understand the game. We understand how things work. We understand the culture. We understand the communication. We understand the sporting aspect. We understand all of these things. And that's because that's what matters. It's the sporting aspect that matters. This is not Walmart. It's not about how many fucking bicycles I can sell in one day and how many groceries. This is sports. And Milan is not a regular team. Milan is not a normal team. No, Milan is a elite team. Milan has got one of the greatest histories in the sport. So Milan is a unique team with a very, very, very very, very big history, which requires a lot of ambition, dedication, and passion to maintain. So we understand this, and it's easy for us because we live, breathe, and sleep football. It's easy for us to know when someone comes in and he doesn't understand all of this stuff, right? It's easy. It's easy to tell when you talk to someone and he says, "Oh, yeah," and he talks about football in a way, and you're like, "Yeah, this guy just fucking discovered football yesterday," you know? Like we can tell, and we can see this with Gerri, and this shit can't work with AC Milan. With AC Milan is a completely different beast. AC Milan is a completely different beast. AC Milan, you gotta have Michael Jordan at the helm. You gotta have Tiger Woods. You gotta have LeBron James. You gotta have Tom Brady. You gotta have Pelé. You gotta have Messi. You gotta have Roberto Baggio at the helm when it comes to maintaining Milan. You can't have your fucking regular guy that just discovered the game a few days ago and he's excited right now because there's opportunity to make some money. There's levels to everything, and we understand the levels. And that's why this is not a matter of me not wanting to support what he's done. This is a matter of me just knowing that what he's doing is not going to work. Too much winning is bad for you. It's not good for you. Don't win, guys. Don't win, guys. Make life interesting. Don't win. That's what they should tell him. Don't make it too much money, Gerri, because if you make all the money, then Gerri, it's not good for the economy, Gerri. Don't make too much money, yeah. Cardinale doesn't even know where Italy is. Yeah. The only people that would like what Gerri is saying are bankers in the U.S. Yeah, right. But you know what? If those bankers in the U.S. they like it because they're as clueless as he is. Yeah. Smash the like button if you hate Gerri. That's funny. Cardinale is a few sandwiches short of a picnic. I would rather be back in 2015. Yes, me too. Honestly, Roy, what would Gerri have to do to get you in this? Um, I don't think he can at this point. I think it. I think the. I don't think he can because it is 100% clear what he wants to do, and what he wants to do does not fit with Milan. So there's no way he can get me on his side. Yeah, sure. You know what? If I find value in shit like Moneyball operations, and that becomes my new passion in life, and my new passion in life becomes wanting to see Redbird become a little bit richer than it was a year ago, maybe, but I don't give a fuck about that stuff. Gerri needs a magnifying glass when he goes. Faso Belli signed us Kissi. I heard that they want an Argentinian manager who won a couple trophies, but nobody knows. Gallardo. Yeah, Gallardo. Interesting decision. He's in Saudi Arabia. He's not doing too well in Saudi Arabia. He's making a shitload of money in Saudi Arabia, but he's not doing too well. He's never coached in Europe. He's played a little bit in Europe, but he's never coached in Europe. He's only coached 3 teams. In South America and in Saudi Arabia. I mean, that's a long shot. That's a fucking long shot, man. That's a long shot. Gary, I think we'll get first pick in the draft next year. That's hilarious. Roy, I'm lagging. Hope everything is all right. Donate to Roy, new PC. Yes, guys, donate. We need our new PC. I need a Skynet PC to fight the system. Is this real Roy or AI Roy? Damn, it must have been. Was it that bad? Is it still like that, guys? Roy has trauma because of coming out. I do have trauma. I am traumatized. I'm 100% traumatized with this situation because it hurts. It just hurts. And the thing is, like, I'm not going to fucking kid myself. I'm not going to kid myself. I'm not going to like go into next all hopeful. Yay, yeah, we're gonna win. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm too realistic to do this kind of shit. I'm not a fucking cheerleader. I'm not a fucking girl in a short skirt dancing in the fucking side of the pitch with pom poms. That's not me. It's like I am tuned to the reality of a matter. And this shit is whack as fuck, and it is traumatizing. It is 100% traumatizing. Now, listen, I do blame Italy because of this, or I don't know who to blame. I don't know why Italy is in such a fucking bad condition that we need to resort to having these owners come take over the Italian clubs like this. So blame is also part of the Italian economy, Italian government. I don't know if it's because Italy went into the euro. Maybe they shouldn't have never gotten into the euro. They should have stayed a more of an independent kind of country. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know. I haven't put enough research into any of that. I don't know why Italy is in this condition where we are forced to sell our best assets to these people that have no fucking passion for what they are. So yeah, you can blame Italy. Italy is there to blame for sure. Like Inter is not does not belong to does not have an Italian owner. Milan does not have an Italian owner. Roma does not have an Italian owner. And it keeps on. It's gonna. Is it gonna get? Is it gonna keep on going in that direction? I mean, listen. Even if you have an Italian owner, things can go really bad, right? You can have some guy like De Laurentiis with his fucking stupid ego will fuck shit up. So it's not like only foreigners can fuck shit up. No, Italians obviously. But I'm just saying, it's like obviously the fact that Italy has to resort to selling their the biggest assets. This is not just in football. This is in other industries too. To foreign entities reflects the state of the economy of the country and the government and the policies that have been taken in that country. So it's not just a coincidence. At a certain point, you got to also blame yourself. Jerry's my lover. Roy, your signal is dropping. Is it all right? Right? Is it better now? Jerry's the kind of man that grabs me. Yes, Lou, that's funny. I think Jerry's position will hurt us getting a great coach. Yeah, of course, and great players too. Great players too. We understand these American business don't care what everyone says. They will block any views that don't share the same opinion. Yeah, 100%. They will continue to lie and make the same mistakes every time. It looks like it. Yep. No point of supporting Milan. I'm getting hacked because foreign coaches are cheaper. Probably, yeah. Probably that's why. They're not looking for a coach to win, Roy, but to develop young players from Moneyball. I mean, they did literally. He does say that. He definitely has said that. He literally said that the reason why he got into European football is because Billy Bean the guy the movie Moneyball was made of, that guy told him that European football is Moneyball because you can buy low and sell high. Oh Jesus! So yeah, you're right. Yeah, we are linked to De Zerbi. That's true. Not recently. Right now, all the names are pretty much foreign in this current moment. We'll see. Maybe that will change. Just give it 3 years. Milan will end in seventh place, and shareholders will leave. That is something that can definitely happen for sure. I have no doubt about that. Even IFTF said that Milan management can't put a heart of the sport in the algorithm. Yeah, of course, of course, of course. Sport is an emotive. It is an emotive discipline. It's not numbers. It's an emotive discipline, and it doesn't work like that. Gerri has made Ibra his concubine. Forza Paulo Souza. Are we linked to him, Senior Green? I haven't seen any things, but why you Forza Paulo Souza? This is the guy that was coaching Fiorentina, if I'm not mistaken, Paulo Souza. You think Paulo Souza can turn things around? Atalanta about to score. Yeah, the game is the first half already done? Yo, that went by fast. Holy moly. First half is already done? Damn. Fucking Juventus and their terrible football is about to win the trophy. That's crazy. I think Atalanta can get one back probably. Agreed. Bring Maldini back and get the fuck off of his way. We never speak again. We never speak again about Milan. Then I will be happy. And never speak about. Yeah, 100%. It's because our league is boring. I blame myself for being too passionate for the sport. Yeah, man, it's normal to be passionate because this sport is passion. That's what it is. I hate myself for loving this club. What are you gonna do? Is it true, Maldini? Oh, this story is absolutely insane. This here is the most insane fucking thing that has come out all year. You think things can get any crazier? Maldini, guys, Maldini, a global footballing sporting treasure. And of course, from an Italian perspective, a national treasure. This guy went on a Serie A show to talk about his life, talk about his career, talk about his experience in Milan. He didn't go there to fucking badmouth Gerri Cardinale and Furlani like some people on Twitter thought. And they were saying, oh, Maldini, chooses to come out and have interviews right after, Milan loses the Scudetto to Inter. No, it was just that's what they scheduled with Serie A. He's not going to go on a Serie A channel to badmouth Cardinale. Maldini has too much class for that shit. Maldini just went on that channel to talk about his life, his experience, his experiences with the national team, with AC Milan, with Berlusconi, and some of his opinions about football today. These motherfuckers tried to silence him. People wanted to silence Maldini, guys. This means that Maldini, the name Maldini, is an inconvenience to some people. A guy going on the Serie A TV show just to talk about his life experience is an inconvenience to some people that have the power to silence him, because they were scared that he would badmouth them. Now, I don't know who it is, right? Because no report has said who has tried to silence that interview. From what I saw on Twitter, there was a lot of what I call Furlanisti, Milan fans that have turned to the dark side, essentially, and blame fucking world hunger and poverty on Maldini. and that's what I saw. But I'm assuming if you have the power to silence a Serie A interview, it's probably not just fans. It's probably someone else, right? I don't want to make I don't want to insinuate anybody, but because I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say names because I don't know. Okay? I don't know. I don't know if it's the management. I don't know who it was. But whoever it is, the fact that Maldini is an inconvenience to these people, just his existence is an inconvenience to these people, is absurd to me. That we are living through this period in which we have to see this shit. I can't fucking enjoy a Maldini. Not only these guys completely ripped the heart out of AC Milan when they fired Maldini like a dog, and I have to endure that as a long time fan of the club, and Maldini being one of the guys that was there from the beginning. I saw his whole career. I didn't see the very beginning of his career, but I saw the majority of his career. I can't even watch an interview of this guy talking about his life. Not only I'm not allowed to have Maldini work in the club that I love so much, but I can't just watch an interview of this man, of one of Italy's biggest national sporting treasures and global treasures in the world of sports. A guy that makes Thierry Henry act like a little girl that just saw Justin Bieber. I can't do that because these guys think it's an inconvenience for them to have this guy talk in public. This is the situation we're in. Wow. Wow. So yeah, apparently Maldini has taken, I don't know if he's taken legal action. That was not clear either, whether or not he's taken legal action. But it seems like he is protecting himself in case it happens again. And it seems like he has hired a lawyer to protect his freedom of speech, essentially. But yeah, this is insane, guys. It is insane. These people have. I don't know who it is. I'm not insinuating it's the management, but most likely it is them. But I don't know. We don't know because it hasn't been said. But someone does not want Maldini to speak because they're scared of what he might say. Yeah, I don't know. Thanks for bringing that up, Christian. I forgot about that. That's insane. Like, I would love whenever Maldini's on a podcast, listening to this guy talk for an hour and a half about football, about his experiences, is a fucking joy. You know, it's great. It's one of the best things. They want to take that away from us, bruh. Bruh. Insane. Sao and Conte are the only good coaches we are linked with. Listen, Conte, yes. Conceição, of course, he has good experience. He's probably out of the foreign coaches, yeah, the better one for sure, no doubt about that. Forza Milan, fuck Gerri. Roy, breaking news. It looks like Fonseca is. I don't get Fonseca, dude. I don't get that one. I honestly do not get that one. Roy, how you doing? Of all of these coaches linked to us, which would you prefer and why? Listen, I'm going to put it this way. Ultimately, the way I see things is it doesn't really matter who comes into the team. The team will be run the way Gerri wants it to be run. So that is the main issue. But if I were to make a choice right now, it would be Conte because he's proven. We saw him turn around Juventus after Juventus had that very negative period. coming from Serie B back into Serie A. He turned that team around into a juggernaut of a team. We saw him get Inter from when Inter did the turnover, the ownership turnover, and he did an incredible job with Inter. You know, he did very good in England with Chelsea. People are looking at what he did with Tottenham as if that is his life work. If you can find me one coach that has done well with Tottenham, then we can talk. But from what I've seen, Conte, out of all the people that we are linked to, is the person that has the personality to think big. And he's proven. There's a proven record there. You know, he's got that personality. Now, in Europe, it is a little bit concerning. For some reason, his football does not translate too well when it comes to tournament football and European football. I'm not sure why. But in the Serie A, in the domestic leagues, his you can't deny what he can do. Now, when we talk about his style of football, I'm not a huge fan of his style of football, but I'll take it. The main reason for me is Conte is not necessarily because of his style of football, but it's because of the things I just said regarding his achievements, but also because I think he can counter a little bit of the incompetence that is coming through, right? Like, for example, Conte can instill an elite winning mentality into the team. He can do that. But it's going to be a lot of friction because there's going to be this other side that is going to prevent him from being able to do that. Everybody else, I don't know who they are. I don't know what they have done. I don't think anybody else that we're linked to convinces me or has a proven record that comes anywhere near Conte. All the other guys are people that seem to me just like Pioli. They're just basically other Piolis, but foreign Piolis. Maybe Conceição a little bit less, but everybody else for me is just another Pioli. It's like you might as well just keep Pioli there at the end of the day. So yeah, it's Conte for me. This fan base finally waking the fuck up. Took everyone long enough. Better than nothing, yeah. Oh no, who would have thought anti-football win you finals? Not like it happens every season. Right. Yeah. I mean, I guess you're being sarcastic there, but it is true. Like right now, defensive football is right now taking over. I bet someone from the club was behind that and paid someone to say, yeah, Joel. Yeah. That's what it looks like, Joel. Yeah. These motherfuckers don't care about winning trophies, don't care about the fan base, and don't respect the club's history. Yeah, 100%. Peter, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it, my man. What's up, Roy? Thanks as always for Milan. And where the fuck is Sarah Connor to take out? Yeah, we need Sarah Connor, man. We need her, yeah. For fuck's sake, DiMarzio reporting Fonseca's favorite from Fonseca. What? That guy does not have a personality. Like Pioli has more fucking fire than Fonseca. Are we talking about the same guy? Isn't Fonseca the guy that coached Roma? That guy? He's coaching Lille right now. Okay, so he's coaching Lille. Lille is... Where is Lille? Oh, they're third. So they're third in the League On. Third in League On. Damn, it kind of feels like just another Pioli, really. So I have a feeling that most of the linked new signings and coaches might refuse to join Milan due to our inexperienced management and lack of ambition. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of that. Now, listen, everybody's looking for a payday. Everybody's looking for a contract. Everybody's looking for a job. So there's a lot of people that are going to settle. But, the guys that are going to be contended, the the ones in demand, yeah, Milan's going to have an issue with it. The Torino game is going to be interesting. The suit said they will continue to protest. I mean, after their protest that they had these past weeks, I'm really curious to see what they say now after the messaging that came out. Because the messaging that came out totally contradicts the, let's call them demands, the demands of the Curva. Completely contradicts them. It's literally like the Curva had all these things, all these categories. We want this, 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 we want this. The messaging that came out from Redbird and Gerri Cardinale is literally the opposite. It's literally the complete opposite. So either they're just not paying attention to what the Curva say, they don't care, and that's probably what it is. Or they don't care. But I'm curious to see how the Curva responds to that now. By the way, guys, the Curva from day one was always alongside Gerri, yeah? Always alongside Gerri. Nobody never forget that. Martino on Twitter is defending Gerri's recently interview. Martin, yeah, I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is. Of course he is. I think I did read something earlier saying something about action. Listen, the words you say determine the actions that you make. And we saw the words he said last year correlated with the actions that were taken. And it was overshadowed by some people because we finished second in the league. But the words this man says correspond with actions he will take. So I don't know. I think Martino's just trying to be the odd man out, right? I think that's what it is. Because a lot of fans he wants to be contrarian, because a lot of fans are saying that this messaging is terrible. Martino wants to say, well, no, it's good, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, the words you say correspond with the actions that you take. And what Redbird is saying will correspond to the actions that will take place. So the question is, what do you want to see out of Milan? Where do you want to see Milan go? Where do you want to see? What are your ambitions for Milan? If your ambitions for Milan is fucking just, scraping by every year, top 4, and getting humiliated in all competitions, but as long as Redbird makes money, then good. Okay, you're happy. But if you are, let's say, a traditionalist, right? A Milan traditionalist, meaning Milan is not any club. Milan is a very unique club. Milan is an elite club with an elite history and demands that kind of treatment, that kind of reservation. Then the words that you're hearing, yeah, you should be concerned, because words determine action, and the action that will take place will not respect the history of this club. The words that are being said will determine actions that are there simply to benefit Redbird, and that's it. And that's the way things are. This is not about Milan. This is about Redbird, guys. That's the most simple analysis. You can literally simplify this whole analysis in one sentence. It's not about Milan. It's about Redbird. That says it all. You could write a book out of just that one sentence, but that one sentence encapsulates the whole scenario. It's not about Milan, it's about Redbird. And Milan is just one of Redbird's assets. That's all it is. Right? The guy has a lot of different assets: Formula One, cricket, media companies, and other endeavors. Milan is just one of the assets, and one of the assets that he is managing. It's not. It's not. Right now, maybe he considers it one of the most important assets because right now it's one of the most valuable assets that he has, or the most expensive assets that he has. But as soon as he buys, like right now, they're trying to get into Paramount. That probably is going to be a bigger asset than Milan, so his attention will probably go there. And so again, this whole story can be encapsulated in one very simple sentence that says it all. It's not about Milan; it's about Redbird Capital. On X, under Martino Pucci, Martino is an agent of Redbird. Lille will be doing well regardless of him. Okay. I mean, Lille always does finish, in those European spots most of the time. But we saw Fonseca at Roma. He wasn't anything special. I didn't see anything special in the way he operated at Roma. Emerson Royale. I haven't done too much research on this player, but I don't think it's a very exciting name. Giroud is leaving us. Bravo Giroud broke the number 9 curse and scored some epic goals, and even against Inter. Yeah. No, Giroud at the end of the day had a very good tenure here at Milan. 3 years, I think, 3 seasons. Yeah, 3 seasons. This was his 3rd season, and won the Scudetto in the 1st season, scoring some big goals, very big goals against Napoli, against Inter. Those goals there were a big reason why we won the Scudetto. The goals against Napoli and the goal against Inter, those goals were clutch. So, you got to give him credit for that. Obviously, he's a veteran towards the end of his career, and maybe sometimes we put too much hope on his shoulders, and he can, for what he can do at his age, I think that he will be remembered positively. So good for him. Yeah, good for him. Well done. Bravo, Giroud. Curva owes a big apology to the GOAT. Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. Gerri will find 20K in you guys to replace Bassoon. Yeah. Yeah. He probably will. Yeah. Can't believe people are still defending mismanagement. The reality is literally right in front of our faces. Yep, it is 100%. Paulo Fonseca is the favorite in Milan's shortlist to become the new manager. Gallardo and Conceição. Fonseca perfectly meets the Milan management requirement, not a centralized character. Not a centralized character. Oh, my Lord. When Gerri says he doesn't want to develop a relationship with the players, like, how does... Oh, I don't know. Let me get Antonio in here. Yo, Ando!
Wait, why yo?
Yo, Ando! What's up, man?
Dude, this is my last. So, today's the last day that my project is due at midnight tonight. I just finished it, but I'd have to check it over. But I'm taking a break. And then I'm done school, so that's great.
Oh, okay, nice. Congrats.
I got an A+ in this super tough class, which I'm super
Nice,
happy
good.
about.
Good. What class is it?
It was this like statistic economic class that was like super hard. My
Nice.
goodness.
Is this the one where they showed the Jerry Cardinale
No, that
video?
was actually a sports law class that I took.
Oh, okay,
Uh,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Um. Uh, yeah. So we're just going over Jerry's seminar today and his words, which are very concerning, disappointing, and
Can you
usual.
summarize? Wait, so what did he I didn't watch it. Was
I
it
mean,
today?
honestly, you remember the seminar we saw when he spoke about Milan, uh, that you mustn't, you don't want to win every year because it's bad from the landscape. It's literally a copy and paste.
Oh,
It's literally copy and paste. The most disappointing thing is not so much what he said today because he already said it. The most disappointing thing is that it's a copy and paste and that there is absolutely no growth, no evolution. It's a script essentially. It's a financial seminar script, but it also is a transparency regarding what he wants to do. So it's not just a script; it's what he wants to do because he's in a seminar of economic seminar. So they're not there to say shit for the sake of it. They're there talking about strategy and what they think is going to work or not. But the fact that there is absolutely no growth, no evolution, it's literally the same script. That's what ticks me. But this time the difference is that people are seeing it in real time. Much more people are exposed to it. Last
yeah.
time when he did that seminar, not many people knew about it. People thought this guy was going to be like a Berlusconi, maybe. They didn't really know what he was all about. But now the cat is out of the bag, you know. So the reaction is much stronger. So yeah, that's what's been going on. It's been pretty fucked up.
Yeah. No, man, I did see like some news that was saying that about like he was like talking about the fans. Like I don't know
Well,
like what it was like saying that oh the fans are our partner or something like
oh
that.
yeah. That's what he calls us. We are his partners.
Yeah.
We are his
But
business partners.
yeah, so I don't know, like the coaching thing is very confusing because okay, it sounds like Fonseca wants to go. He's waiting for us. It's all clear. But if he was the favorite, if he truly was the favorite, then I feel like why wouldn't that happen already? Like I guess they're still just deciding. I feel like Fonseca is probably the favorite out of these names because he's probably willing to accept the least amount of money to come and coach. Because I mean, I feel like he's coached Roma and he's coached in France a lot, but maybe Conceição has coached a lot in the Champions League and has a bit more of like leveraging power to negotiate. Um, but like,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know. I feel like I mean, maybe Gallardo's a bit different, but Fonseca makes like I feel like that is probably super realistic, and they're just sort of considering their options. But yeah, I mean, I don't listen. I don't dislike Fonseca. I feel like okay. I've watched Lille this year; they've been pretty decent. I mean, he's okay. He wasn't the best at Roma. I don't hate him, but I mean, I don't think he would not be like in my top list of people that I want, obviously. Like I think my list is pretty clear. Um I would out of these names, I'd probably prefer Conceição. Um and I mean of course Malta's my favorite. So but I don't know, it's just I feel like Fonseca I like him, but he's kind of giving me the same vibes as Pioli. Like in terms of like I don't know if he'll
yeah,
be an improvement to Pioli. Like
yeah.
he's, you
That's
know,
what I said too. Yeah,
yeah. I want a coach who has the right balance of like passion, emotion, but also like tactical competence. And I feel like Pioli was just a little bit like underwhelming and for both of those things. And like Motta would be the perfect thing for me because I feel like you can see that he's always like very intense and very focused, but then and he also plays good football and it's just interesting. I think Conceição has good intensity, good passion when I watch him. And then he has shown good signs tactically, but of course you have to see how good he really is. Fonseca is similar to Pioli for me. It's just like
yeah. For me, it's pretty much the same thing. But actually, Pioli probably better because Pioli has at least an experience of winning the Serie A at this
Yeah,
point.
I don't think Fonseca's ever won anything major,
Right.
right?
So if this is Pioli before winning the Serie A, to me, that's how Fonseca feels. I agree that out of all the foreign coaches that are being named right now, Conceição is the one with a more, let's say, um, with a pedigree that maybe is decent. Let's call it decent, you know. But again, there's the I was saying earlier, the ratio of foreign coaches that come to Italy and succeed is so small.
Yeah.
I don't even see the point in going in that direction. Like,
Mhm. Yeah, and I don't know, I just feel like I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're like, what they're really waiting for. I mean, I guess maybe they're gonna wait till, like, the end of the season to announce it so that, like, I guess Pioli doesn't get, like, disrespected before before the season ends, but I feel like that'll probably be when they announce it, and so that's what I'm expecting. And I just hope that, like, whoever they bring in, I wonder if how much influence they're gonna have on the mercato because that could, like, have if they give them a lot of, like, power, that could have, like, big implications on the team, like who stays, who leaves, which striker they get, how they wanna play. So, it's just very, like, scary that there's so much that's about to change, you know what I mean?
so judging by what the usual things are being said regarding how the club wants to be managed, especially financially. At this point, I don't think the coach is going to have much power in the market. Like obviously, they're
Yeah.
going to, as always, they're going to ask for advice and et cetera, et cetera. But I think the market is going to be it's going to be based on this money ball structure that they want to keep on doing, so they
No,
can
I
make
I
money.
I see your point. I guess what I'm more, like, focusing in is, like, in terms of the details, like, for example, Pioli would in his system, he always likes a striker who is very, tall and strong, and he can be a target man. So that's why I think like Sesko and Scamacca would be like more Pioli type targets. Of course, he doesn't make the decision, but like when Moncada is like has his list of players or whatever, and they'll like take some advice from the coach, like you said. And I think like okay, if you have a coach that plays with two strikers, then you could potentially see like Xerxes or another striker be a bit more like favorable for that formation. So I'm just saying, like, I guess it could, it can still have like a tactical like influence, like the manager can have that influence.
No, but yeah,
Um,
you bring up a good point
yeah, yeah,
because at
yeah,
the end of the day, like the manager is not going to play the same football as Pioli does. It's going to be a different kind of football. He's going to play probably a different kind of formation. So you do have to cater to what the management, what the new manager wants, or they're going to just take the approach. We decide the players, then whoever comes in, you have to adapt to the players that we have. That could be also the way, but I don't know.
yeah. Also, I feel like Di Marzio, who's the guy who leaked the Fonseca thing today, who was like, oh, he's the front runner to become the head coach. I think he's trustworthy. Like in the past few years, he's been very trustworthy. But I mean, so I'm not gonna doubt him. But like, I think so far with Milan this past year, like with this new ownership, he hasn't been as reliable. Like, I think he said a lot of stuff that was just speculation. I mean, I'm not saying that he's getting like wrong news. Maybe that's what they're telling him, but I don't know how reliable he is. So, like, of course, Romano is just going to post when the thing happens. So he's like super reliable. Dimarzio is a bit more of like speculation, but he's still a good journalist. So, I mean, I think he's correct. So we'll see. But
Eh,
yeah, I
Yeah,
wanted.
listen. As far as I know, Demar's are pretty much, the information he gets is usually correct. Usually, most of the time.
Yeah. But like the other day, he was like, I know, I just feel like he's been name dropping a lot of different managers, which is like probably what's been going on. But I don't know
Yeah.
if there's like a really a front runner at this point. But I want to. I mean, he is the most feasible though. To be fair, I also wanted to talk about strikers though really quick because I have a pretty bold prediction. Like
Okay. What is
in
it?
terms of a player, I could see Milan. I mean, again, it depends on the coach. I could see us targeting the I think he's Ukrainian or I don't know where he's from, the guy from Spain, like Artem Dobrik. Um,
Who?
you don't know this guy? And here's my reason. It's pretty simple. So he scored 20 goals this season in La Liga, and he has 7 assists. He was the top goal scorer this year.
In
He
La
played
Liga.
Yeah, he
Okay,
by
okay,
1 goal ahead of Jude Bellingham. He
okay.
played, of course, Vinicius was injured and, there's other circumstances, but ahead of Lewandowski as well. He is a pretty young striker. He plays for Girona, which they finished, I think, top 4 this year, and they're going to the Champions League.
Oh, okay, so
Um,
Girona. Okay.
yeah, yeah, Man City owns them. He has a release clause of 40 million euros. Which to me is like the number one. Like if I'm Gerri and if I'm the Moneyball scheme, I'm just like licking my lips. Like 40
Mm.
million euros for a 20 goal scorer in La Liga. He's pretty young as well. So I'm not saying he's a bad player. To be honest with you, I don't really watch much La Liga. Like for some reason, I prefer watching Italy, England, and France over La Liga. But I think, I mean, so I have to watch him more, but I have to see like how good technically he is and what he can bring, what his skill set is. But I mean, the stats are there. So the thing is, I'm not like against the signing. I have to do more research, but I'm just saying like I think the price tag of the other strikers that we're looking at are kind of concerning. And I think like from Jerry's perspective, 40 million guaranteed to buy this guy is like pretty decent. It's a pretty decent deal, to be honest. So I just think
Okay.
like that could be very realistic. And there were
Uh,
links with him today, by the way, that came out, like saying that Milan is like interested.
yeah, I saw that. I don't know who reported that Cisco now is out of the picture. So if we're going to go, maybe this guy was named, but there was like a other, Jonathan Davis was another player back in the mix. Gurasi, and I guess this guy was also in that article. Some names I didn't recognize. Maybe it was this guy too. Uh, yeah, because apparently, if this is true, Milan's offer for Cisco is too low, and we're not going to be able to get him with whatever Milan offered him.
By the way, Longo just tweeted and said that Fonseca has always been a concrete name. And he just confirmed that he's at the top of the list. And he said, he said, attesi sviluppi nelle prossime ore. So he's saying there could be some things that we
That's
start to hear.
when you start to hear that kind of language, there's usually something to it.
Get ready
When you
for the
start to hear that,
hashtag Fonseca out.
you know what? I mean, honestly, another thing that I think is very underestimated is the fact that this management did not did not have a personality to get Lopetegui because of the backlash. What is the difference between Fonseca and Lopetegui?
Yeah, I don't understand this at all. Like that's why I'm really confused by the fans. Like because that's exactly my point. Are they gonna now like go and do a new hash? Like I kind of feel bad for Lopetegui. Of course, I'm not like a Lopetegui fan, but I'm more on that perspective with I think you guys or some other people that I've seen on Twitter that are like this sort of protest and the fact that they changed their opinion kind of makes them seem like just discredits their capabilities a bit. And
Yeah,
it also like they're not confident in the manager that they're going to get. They're going to change their decision, be kind of disrespectful to Lopetegui. And also, Lopetegui, like he has coached Spanish national team Real Madrid. He's not a world class manager, but to be honest with you, none of these guys are world class managers that we're linked with, besides maybe
right, right.
So it's
Yeah,
not like it's like he's that much worse than everybody else. So it's like I don't understand why there was so much instant hate. Maybe just because of like I don't know, they just I feel like yeah, he coached Sevilla and he's coached some other like low mid table teams recently. So
I mean,
he's but
they should have just gone with Lopetegui and just gone with their first for with whatever they thought first. Um,
To be honest with you, I don't know. I mean, listen, this is sort of I like Fonseca in terms of what he's done at Lille, but I don't know if I would prefer him like you were saying over. I don't know who to choose between him and Lopetegui because Lopetegui
oh, hold on,
won the
hold on.
freaking Europa League. So
Sorry,
like,
sorry. Before you go on, For me, all of these guys are fucking trash. But I mean, I'm not making the decisions, man. I'm just saying, if you're gonna go for these mid tier coaches, just go with the first guy you found an agreement with, because you made up your mind. You're okay. This guy's the right profile. Don't let the fans tell you what to do. Now you lose Lopetegui just to go get another guy that is even
Yeah.
lesser.
I agree
That's
with
what
I agree with what you just said at the end. I don't necessarily agree that all of these guys are trash. Like I think you could make the case that Conceição, some other people maybe should deserve a bit more respect.
no, because it's not more. Yeah, for sure,
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
And so, but so overall, and of course, Motta would be fantastic, but yeah, that's not going to happen probably. But overall, like I agree, like Fonseca. If you're comparing him and Lopetegui, Fonseca hasn't won. Like, has he won any trophy in his? I actually let me actually Google this, but I don't think I've not in a major league. I don't think he's won any major trophy. But while Lopetegui won the Europa League, um, so I mean, I watched the Europa League very closely. They beat Inter in the final, I believe. They were they had some Sevilla guru magic in that tournament that I don't know how they won some of those games, but they were, at least he got that. He has that on his resume. Where although Fonseca, I like his style of play and I like watching Lille, he hasn't really done anything. So I agree with you. It's like it's not really like a difference. Um,
Yeah,
and you could even argue either way, honestly. So yeah. By the way, have you talked about the Coppa Italia final? Because
I'm
I'm
watching it
pretty
right now.
sure. Yeah, I knew this would happen. Like I had
I
a
mean, there's
feeling.
still
Like
30
I
minutes
like
to go.
Atalanta, but honestly, like
28.
it's just
What the
I don't
fuck?
know. I'm worried about their heritage and their like ability to win, man. Like
It's a very unorganized game. It's basically Atalanta attacking and then Juve counter attacking. It's very unorganized. But it looks like Atalanta probably is gonna might score. I wouldn't be surprised. Actually, both teams can score. Both teams. It looks like both teams can score at any time.
I'm checking.
Because
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
the counter attacks are super open. Atalanta is pretty much committing a lot of players. In Juventus is pretty much hiding in their box, but Atalanta's committing a lot of players. So when the counter attacks come, it's extremely open. And Atalanta can break through this wall, and they almost did right now. So most likely one of these two teams is going to score again. Most likely. Let's see what happens. But
Okay.
was it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
go ahead. No, go
I'm
ahead.
just looking at Fonseca's CV.
Okay.
He basically he had a very like not the best playing career. He was a central defender, which my dad will tell you that concerns him because he only likes midfielders as coaches. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, then he started. I think he was born in Mozambique, I believe. Um,
Okay. Interesting.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But he's Portuguese, and he coached. I think he coached Porto. It says. And let me see if he started his. Let me just see what he actually won there. He won the cup in Portugal. What else?
Oh, there it is.
Oh
Juventus
yeah,
just scored.
they scored 2-0.
Yep.
Yeah, I knew this would happen. Um, but yeah, this is okay. This is actually concerning. In Portugal, he signed a 2-year deal with Porto, won the cup in Portugal, but however, following a string of poor results that led the club in the third position in the league, and they were 9 points behind leaders Benfica, he was sacked. Um, then then he goes to okay, this is very concerning. He goes back to like a smaller club. Then he coached Braga. Um, he at which he won the cup again. Um, for Braga, which I guess is a decent result. Um,
Oh, this might be offside, by the way.
yeah, and then he basically after that went to Shakhtar Donetsk.
And
and
he
let me
won
see.
a bunch over there, right? Someone was saying in chat, but he has won a bunch of stuff in
He
there.
won the double in all 3 seasons of his spell, which I'm assuming is the cup and the league.
I mean, that's good. You know, I know in the Ukraine that team is really more advanced than
Yeah,
the other
it's like
team.
they're usually the best recently, and then there's like what is it? Kiev or Dynamo Kiev is okay.
Yeah, they're
But
like the Bayern of that league, but it's not a bad. Like you can't take that
yeah.
away from him.
Oh, yeah, listen, in terms of most managers, he's very good, but for a club of Milan statue, we should be looking at the best of the best, and he's not in that level. What
Right.
concerns me is Porto. When he was at Porto, he won the cup, but then he was
No go,
sacked.
no go.
Okay, interesting. Which is the biggest club that he had been to at the time. Then he went to Roma, and we know what that happened.
Oh,
He
that was a
led.
disaster. He looked terrible at Roma.
They finished fifth in Serie A, which I mean, to be honest, he didn't do much worse than what all the other coaches did in recent years.
But I remember the football. I remember the personality. I remember,
Yeah, football wasn't that good. I have to agree. It was a
and
little bit.
also the way he spoke at the media is like, nothing's. He's just a regular. He's a normal coach. He's nothing special.
Yeah, yeah. I want someone who can who is gonna bring the energy of what they expect to win. You know what I mean? And I don't think he had that.
Yeah.
Um,
Hey, listen. I just came across this. Savvy, the future sports programming will be dictated by financial fair play.
it's fun. It's ironic that a Barcelona coach is saying that when
Yeah,
with all the
but
stuff.
isn't he open? Right? Isn't he?
So a
What's
few
his
weeks
deal with
ago,
him? Yeah, go ahead.
1 or 2 weeks ago, a news so the news came out that said that actually Barcelona is most likely going to keep him,
Okay.
or that he wants to stay because I think either he basically early on in the season said he wanted to leave. I guess maybe he wanted a break and wanted more time to develop as a coach. But then basically the news recently said that most likely he's actually going to stay next year at Barcelona. So I don't think he's realistic anymore if that is true. Um, but yeah, he won La Liga last year. Of course, they have a really good team, only competing with Real Madrid. But yeah, he had at least he's won La Liga, which is pretty impressive. Um,
Would you like him at? Would you take him at AC Milan, or would you like the idea of Savi being at
I
AC Milan?
wouldn't be opposed to the idea because okay, he won La Liga with a great team, of course, but he seems to he plays attacking football. His IQ, I mean, okay, not all great players make great coaches, but I like that he is sort of an intelligent midfielder. Um, I think it's one of those things where the upside is there. Like I think he has potential. It's so it would be interesting, and it would, and because he's coached Barcelona, it's not like it's he's too not he's not really worthy of us. I think it is the right caliber manager. I think he's a level above the other names we've been linked with. So I think for me, I wouldn't be opposed to that. But people could disagree, and who knows. Um,
Well, I
but
mean,
yeah,
yeah, he. I think he could be an interesting candidate. I think it's not a. It could be an interesting candidate.
yeah, I'm just reading the rest of Fonseca's tenure at Roma. He fifth place finish, semifinals of the Europa League, but then departed. Then he went to Lille after taking a break. Um, yeah, he hasn't won anything yet. Although semifinals of the or quarterfinals of the Conference League.
What do you
But
think of this guy here, Emerson Royale?
Emerson Royale, the right back from Tottenham, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he seems like a solid, especially defensively. He's pretty fast, strong, but we were linked with him when he was on Barcelona, and he's been playing wing back, or at least with Conte. I haven't watched too much Spurs recently. I don't know if he's starting anymore. I don't think so. I think they want to move on from him. He doesn't. He's not amazing. I think he can be more solid than what we currently have, but he's not like. I think he's already like. How old is he now? He's got to be like not super young as well. What's his age actually? I'm gonna look him up. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to this signing. I mean, 'cause it's hard to find super high quality fullbacks. Like, there's really not that many. Um, I don't. They're also linked with Thiago Santos from Lille, who is another guy who he's like kind of small. He seems a lot more technical than what Emerson Royale is, but again, that may not be a good thing depending on how we play. Um, like I wouldn't be against it. He's 25, so he's not super old. He's like in his prime. I don't, he's not like, yeah. I mean, I've seen him have some good games. Uh, Defensively, he can be decent, but I don't know how good his overall quality is. But
Mm.
I would prefer maybe, of course, someone else. I don't want to get a reject
Yeah,
from
yeah, same
Tottenham.
here, same here. All right, let me go to chat a little bit. Let's see what people are saying in chat. Um, and wait, if Mata goes to Juve, Bologna might sign Sarri. Yeah, I read about that. Sarri might be going to Bologna if Thiago go. So I also read that Thiago has a deal with Juventus for 3.5 million, and the only
What
thing
a
that is missing.
freaking! I can't believe that, man. Like, oh my gosh, Juventus is going to compete with Inter for the league.
Well, listen. Juventus already a month or 2 months ago, they had this huge injection of money, so they are getting ready for next season. They qualified for Europe, so their summer is going to be catered for Europe. The previous summer, the summer that we just saw, was not catered for Europe since they weren't competing in Europe. And they're going to try and revitalize the team. So I am expecting Juventus to be much stronger next season. Now things can go poorly for them because it can happen, even if they do get good players. But yeah, Juventus is definitely going to be ambitious this summer after what they just went through for sure. Thiago Motta to Juve. I'm curious to see how that works out. I kind of feel bad for Bologna because Bologna is going to go in the Champions League with a whole new squad, a new coach, new
You know,
players.
yeah, I agree with you. But on this, I will say this though: if Bologna with Sartori and with their most important, I mean, Sartori is a great sporting director, but most importantly, their owners. If they, the question is this: will they actually take accountability? Will they bring in a coach like Sari, who I think would be a very more than competent enough to like for them to keep fighting to stay in Europe
Yeah.
next season in general,
Uh-huh.
and not to get humiliated in the Champions League. If they can reinforce the team, they're going to probably sell Xerxes or whoever they get rid of. But if they can, I mean, Ferguson got injured. I don't think he's going to move on. If they could keep their players and make the right reinforcements, it all comes down to the ownership because they're going to have a little bit more funds this year. They're going to have Champions League, and they're if they can step up, then this could be a very good motivator season for them to try to push, kind of like Atalanta, where of course Gasperini has been there like super consistently, and he helped them go from like a mid-table team to Champions League competing team.
Oh,
I
mid
it would
not
be it,
sorry,
sorry, what did
correction. Mid lower table.
right,
They
almost
were.
relegated. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Um, like basically to turn them around. I think this could be fantastic for Bologna as a club. Like there is a chance that they use this season and they're able to maintain like
If they
European
do that, it'd be
caliber.
great for them if they do that. Yeah,
And it would
no,
be great for the league too. Because
yeah,
I like the teams in Serie A that are ambitious. Like I think Monza started an ambitious project. I don't know if they're going to be able to keep improving after now that Berlusconi passed away and whatever's going on. But I like Monza. I like other teams. Like the top 8 teams in Italy are looking good. If they can break into there consistently, if Bologna can stay there, then it's going to be good for the league. I think also like Como and other
yeah.
teams getting promoted.
Homo is very
Um,
interesting.
Very interesting with their super rich owners.
Yeah.
Palermo, who has City Group could be interesting as well. They, Girona in Spain is an example of what they can do. So I think like it getting as
Oh,
many ambitious teams as possible is super important.
yeah, yeah. I'm glad you mentioned Como. So Como has this Korean or Indonesian, I think,
Indonesian.
Indonesian ownership, and they're apparently the richest owners, football owners in Italy, and they qualified to the Serie A. It's been, I think, more than 20 years or almost 30 years. Already, the names linked to them. There's like Icardi. I saw it. We're trying to see if
Yeah, I
so
saw that. I saw that. Yeah.
so it's good to have another team that is going to, and for them, all they need to do next year is stay in the Serie A. That's all they need to do, and then slowly build. But I think Como is going to be ambitious. I think Monza, as long as this management is there, is going to continue to be ambitious. And I agree with Bologna, with what you said about Bologna. If they kind of do what Atalanta did, that'll be great, better for the Serie A, makes the Serie A more interesting, and they can also look good in Europe, if they do that. But from what I'm seeing, like Thiago Motta is leaving, Zirkzee is leaving, Ferguson, and blah, blah, blah. If they dismantle the team without replacing those pieces with valid replacements, it was a wasted season, So let's see what they end up doing. Sarri is a good replacement for Thiago Motta, though, so it's a good start. That name is not bad.
Yeah, no, if I don't know if their owners are gonna be able to do that, but I think if they can, the thing is, this Atalanta's owners, like they're owned actually by part by American group as well. But
Yeah.
I think the Celtics owner, but they're not even that ambitious to be honest. But they've kept Gasperini and they've had like some of the most insane scouting and young player development. And they've sold a lot of they keep selling their best players for a lot of money, but they don't really reinvest all of that. So I mean, why can't Bologna do that as well? Of course, it's going to take a lot of super smart decision making. I think they have a good sporting director though, and if the owners can give any sort of like help and can bring in like a good coach to replace, that is like Sadi is good because he probably doesn't want to like and he's not in a hurry to leave for another club, in the future. Get someone consistent, and you can sort of try to emulate that. I think
Well,
that's nice.
listen, there's one thing about Bologna, about Atlanta, which is very unique, though, and it is Gasperini's relationship or contractual relationship he has with the club, where there's a huge incentive to develop young players and sell them because he gets a percentage off of that. That is unique. I don't know. I've never seen that before. Maybe it is common.
Gasperini, man.
Maybe it is common in football, but it's just not spoken about much. With him, it did come out. So is it really? I guess they would have to do something like that, where there's a huge incentive to develop youngsters and get them, in the market. Let's see if they can do it.
Yeah,
Let's see if they can do it.
this is madness, man. This is madness. The Serie A is going to be very interesting this year.
I think Serie A next year is going to be really, really nice. I think it's going to be really nice.
I think Juventus is going to be great. I think Inter is going to still be the same. I think I don't know. I don't know what to think about Roma to be honest, but I think Napoli should improve. It's going to be
Well,
crazy.
well, this year Napoli, Roma, and Lazio completely dropped. Like Joel was saying, the ball, yeah,
Who
and
is well, by the way, is Lazio going to keep Tudor or are they going to get a new coach?
well, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't heard any Lazio news. But these teams, like Napoli, Roma, and Lazio, it's not like they might have a good season next year. So we might have a very competitive season next year. If Bologna can maintain what they do, if Atalanta can maintain what they do, if Napoli and Roma, Lazio step up, um, and then Milan, Inter, Juve, it can be a very competitive season. It can be a very difficult season. Just to stay in top four next year has a potentially can be
Well,
very
top
difficult.
5.
Or top five, yeah.
Hashtag top 5, baby.
Um, uh,
By the way, do you know for how long we're going to keep the top like 5? Someone said 2028. but I'm not sure. Like, so are we guaranteed 5
I
teams
don't know.
till
I don't know.
2028?
I don't know.
Because that is clutch. I mean, if that's true, like that is amazing. That also the fact I don't know if you're talking about Roma at all, but I kind of want to discuss Roma a little bit because
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know about their season. Like, okay, yes, De Rossi made them play better football. Um, I think beating us is a great achievement for them, but I also think that us I mean, we were just so awful in those games. I don't think they played Roma did play well. I give them credit. They were much better than us. But I think that we were playing at such a terrible level without any ideas and awful defending that I don't think they were really even tested at all. They were just that much better than us. I think Roma, though, if you look at their actual results, and I'm not saying it's really De Rossi's fault, because he's coming in, he's new, he doesn't have the most experience. He has good attitude though, and the players like him and he plays good football, which I like. But in terms of their actual result, people were sort of hyping up their season like as this sort of like revamped, completely changed thing after De Rossi came in, and the football looks different, of course, but I think you know, in terms of their actual result, they're sixth, right? Behind Atalanta. They're probably not going to qualify for
Yeah.
Champions League. I don't even also I do want to ask if anyone knows this in the chat. If Atalanta wins the Europa League, will the spot trickle down to Roma for the UCL as well? But because I was under the impression that that's not the case, but some YouTubers and people that I've heard think that we're gonna get then Roma will get an extra Champions League. We'll have 6 teams in the Champions League. I thought that it was only the case if the team that won the Europa League finished sixth. That way they couldn't deny UCL for top 5 and for the winner of the Europa League. So I don't know if Atlanta wins the Europa League if that means they're going to qualify. But anyways, they're
I don't
probably
know.
not going to make
I don't
the
know.
UCL. They're probably not going to make the UCL next year, based on unless something crazy happens. So that is especially with 5 teams. That means that they were outperformed by Bologna and Atalanta this year, which are teams that did not spend as much as them, and they should, theoretically be better than. So, they got sort of they didn't really play that well against Leverkusen, who's a great team, but at least they reached the semifinals, whatever.
I
But
mean, they almost had that thing. I mean, Leverkusen kind of got lucky there
they always
with
get lucky, I feel like. But
that.
bro,
That
you have to
what?
admit that I watched the game, and I don't know, you probably did too.
No,
But
I didn't watch it.
okay, I watched the game, and the balance of play in the second game was all Leverkusen, and then Roma got 2 penalties. Like it was just a
Yeah,
hand.
I mean that was expected because
It was, you know
Leverkusen.
what I mean? Like they were playing pretty poor. The first game was more even, and they got a bit more unlucky because Leverkusen just scored an insane goal and then a goal off of a mistake. The second game, Leverkusen deserved to win that game. But Roma got those 2 penalties, and it is
Yeah,
what it
but
is.
the way they got scored against was so unlucky. Like the first Silvar makes that mistake, and then the ball just lands on
Right, that's
Mancini's
true.
face.
But if you watch the game, if you watch
Sure,
that
I'm sure.
the
Yeah.
second goal, by the way, was more skill from Leverkusen. But if you watch the game, actually, was this they scored 3 or just 2? I think they
It was
tied.
2-2. It was
Yeah, it was
2-2.
just 2-2. The second goal was more skill. If you watch the game, Leverkusen was just like passing it around around their box, trying to score, creating chances, and then Roma would just like try to hit on the counter. Um, so I don't think they deserve to go through. But anyways, I mean, it is what it is. Leverkusen's a good team. But this year, okay, Roma's season is pretty disappointing this year. I think you have to, you can
Yeah,
get
of
overhyped,
course it was. Yeah.
which that tells me that makes me disgusted to know how terribly we performed against Roma. It's just such a shame. Like it was such a terrible game. But anyways, yeah, that's just my perspective on them. I mean, I don't know how good they'll be next season. I wonder who they're getting a new sporting director, so we'll see. But
Yeah, I mean, they probably are going to have some kind of bounce back. If they have another bad season like this, I find it. The thing about Rome is that roster is much better than what we are seeing as far as result goes. So sooner or later, something is going to click and they're going to get into gear. Now, I don't know if they're going to be competing for this Scudetto or just for top 4, but sooner or later, according to the roster they have, it should happen. So maybe next season.
Oh my
I
god, Atlanta almost scored.
I think next season. Now this is just a very early prediction. It could go completely wrong. Next season is going to be even more competitive. Serie A is going to be probably the most competitive that we've seen in a long time.
I think in terms of like, it depends which level of the league we're talking about. Like, I think at the very top, it'll probably be a bit more competitive. Maybe Juventus will challenge Inter.
Well, I'm talking
Um,
about the teams that are competing for European spots.
did you see Allegri? Oh my
No.
god. He took off his shirt, like his tie was flung back, and he like approached the referee like pissed off. Like so funny, man.
Um,
But anyways, yeah,
yes, I think a lot of these teams are. Oh yeah, here I'm seeing it right now. What a fucking crazy man! He's a fucking wild animal, dude. Yeah, so I hope it is. I hope it's going to be very competitive because I love the concept of iron and sharpening iron. I'm all about that. So hopefully it is competitive because it'll just make Milan. Well, it'll just make the stronger teams be even better. Okay, Ace asks, "What's another club to watch while we wait for a new owner?" I have a perfect answer for you, Ace, because I've been thinking about this. I have two answers: the Primavera and guys, the
wait, did
new
you just get
city.
sent? Wait, Allegri just got sent off. I think.
I mean, yeah, with that kind of behavior, of course he's gonna get sent off. Yeah, he's like, look at him, man. What a fucking animal. People are laughing. His players are laughing. Yo, he's stripping. He's fucking stripping.
He got
Guys,
sent
we're
off.
seeing what a break. What a character. What a cat. 1 minute from the game. Couldn't he hold his emotions for 1 minute?
Is he allowed to celebrate?
I don't know, but it was like literally less than a minute left. Can't he just hold his emotions for 1 minute? But anyway, let me respond to Ace. Ace, the Serie C team. It is official. Bonetta is going to be coaching the Serie C team,
It's
and
Bonetta.
yeah, and Milan is going to have a Serie C team, and it's going to be a feeder team. And I'm very curious to see what how they do, and that's going to be. I'm more curious to see what happens with that team and how those players develop than the actual than fucking Jerry Cardinale's little experiment here. That's my answer to that.
Hashtag let's cheer for Sediachi.
Yeah, right. Are we letting go of Leao, Theo Magnan, and Benacer? Well, um, uh, there were reports saying that Leao is most likely staying. Leao is not going anywhere, but I don't know how true that is, guys. Because the summer, if an offer comes, these guys are gonna accept it for sure. Right now, today, the messaging is Leao is staying, but one of Theo Magnan is going to be going in order to fund the market. They're going to do the same thing they did with Tonali. They're going to use one of the bigger players in order to fund the market. Because also they're going to have less money this year than last year. There's less money. There's less funds. Last year, Milan not made almost more than that. They made a lot more. This year, they made I think 2/3 of what they made last year, from what I remember seeing. So they're going to probably sell Teo Hernandez or Mike Magnan in order to fund the market. I saw that Reindeers, Loftus-Cheek, Pulisic, these three guys aren't going anywhere. These guys are going to stay. Uh, I saw that Leao might be is most likely staying. Leao basically had a nice interview. Apparently, I
I
haven't looked
saw
at it.
that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Well,
What
I
what,
heard it today while I was yeah
what did he
looking at
say?
with Romano, right?
Yeah, what
Yeah,
did he say?
it was all positive stuff. It was just talking about like the fans and like talking about like he said that he tried to get Joao Cancelo to join the club.
Oh
Um,
really?
yeah, but and yeah, just like nothing like groundbreaking. Basically, it was just more about a personal thing about himself. And he only
Yeah,
said good things.
Okay. Yeah, so expect. I would say expect one big player to be sold, and that's how they're going to fund a lot of the market. Also, because they have to buy a striker, so CDK. They're going to sell CDK. They're going to make money out of CDK. There's some money coming in from Salamakers. Guys, fucking Juventus is about to win the Donald Duck Cup. You know, like, okay, fuck, seriously, screw the Donald Duck Cup, but they're going to lift up a trophy by playing the fucking worst football that we ever seen in the history of this fucking sport.
Atalanta's only trophy is a Coppa Italia, and from like what 19 like the 60s or something. When did they win the Coppa Italia? But um, let's see if they can win the Europa League against the Leverkusen team. That's pretty unstoppable.
I think they're going to have a better time against Leverkusen. I think Leverkusen's style is going to fit Atalanta better because Leverkusen is not going to be sitting back and playing on the counterattack. Leverkusen is probably going to be the more dominant team, and that's going to favor Atalanta. And Atalanta is going to be doing kind of what Juventus did today, probably. And it seems like right now, football is moving in that direction. The teams that play defensive football are the teams that win. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Leverkusen seems to be unstoppable. But I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I don't think Atalanta. I think Atalanta does have a good chance to actually win the Europa League. Like I think they can do it. I don't think they're going to be scared of Leverkusen or they're going to be scared of the situation. I think Atalanta is going to go in there with a really strong mentality and play their football. And they're going to. They seem to do really well against European opposition. Atalanta seems to be always doing really well against European opposition. I was rooting for Atalanta tonight. I was hoping they would win. But Juventus doing what they usually do, win fucking Donald Duck Cups every single year. They win a fucking Donald Duck Cup. Well, there you go. Congratulations to Juventus for winning the Donald Duck Cup 23-24. All right. Leao are better at scouting than Moncada. That's funny. At least Milan won a Bunga Bunga trophy. Which one was the Bunga Bunga trophy? Is Milan going to have another team? Yes, Milan B. They are. Yes. And Bonetta is going to be the coach. This Juve legit needs to be studied. Where was the Juventus in the second? You know what happened? I know what happened, Edison. When they were toe to toe with Inter, and when they were toe to toe with Inter, the locker room was there. There was fire, and there was the prospect of maybe going all the way. But the moment they lost that duel, you lose the locker room. It's very difficult to get these players to get motivated again. When you know that you've lost the opportunity to win, to be the loser, when that happens, that will affect you greatly. Kind of what happened to us last year when we tied that game against Roma. We were toe to toe with Napoli, but then we had some negative results, and then we tied that game against Roma. We knew that at that point the Scudetto race was over, and then Milan had that huge psychological drop. Same thing happened to Juventus this year. The moment they lost that toe to toe with Inter, a huge psychological drop took over, and they started to lose a lot of points. But regardless, they play like shit. They play really shitty ass football.
Hey Roy, can I want to know something interesting?
What?
Just about Leverkusen. I was actually looking at them right now. The Bundesliga, by the way, they only have 18 teams, so they play 34 matches. But so Leverkusen has 3 more games this season They've got one game this weekend against Augsburg, which is the last game of the Bundesliga season. They've already won the Bundesliga, but they have to, they're undefeated in all competitions. And this is their last season game. They have Atalanta Wednesday the 22nd. Is that next week already? Wow. Yeah, it's next week already. Interesting. So on Wednesday they have the Europa League final, and then on 3 days later they have the German Cup final. And they're playing in the German Cup final, they're playing FC Kaiserslautern, which is like a second division team that's like 15th in the second division of
Damn.
Germany.
In the final?
Yeah. They made
Holy
the
moly.
final of, which is insane. They're 15th. Watch them lose that game, the last game of the season against like
That'll be crazy.
some second division like. But anyways, they have 3 games left to secure 2 more trophies and an undefeated all competition streak. This has to be one of the best seasons in European history. Like you got to give them credit.
Oh yeah, no, obviously they've broken a lot of records. I wish people would give credit to Italy for breaking the same kind of records, but for national teams. But the Italy haters are not going to do that. But yeah, I'm going to give them credit for sure. They broke the records. Like it's incredible to win all of these games without losing any games. It's super difficult. No matter what league it is, even if it's fucking amateur or semi-pro, it's super difficult to do what they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
They're 3 games away, man. That's crazy. So Juve had a better season than us officially, by the way.
yeah. That's right. Juventus officially had a better season than us. Atalanta had a better season than us.
They did, but like if they don't win anything, it's going to be for nothing.
Yeah, but at least they got to the finals. Yeah, insanity. Xabi Alonso brought in a crazy mentality. Yeah, Xabi Alonso, what he did is quite special, quite special.
It's insane. It's insane because like you're not just turning them around to win. He had a perfect season. Like there's nothing like he beat everybody, never lost, and what is going to win all 3 trophies, like win the treble, which is just insane. Like and he's going to, I think this is their first Bundesliga in their history. They've won the Europa League once, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, it's a perfect season for them.
Yeah. Things to look forward to for me is next week the U17 Euros begin, and that is Camarda's team. He is he has been selected. He is the main striker of that team. I saw how they qualified for that competition. Incredible stuff. That generation, very special. It almost looks like, now this is a little bit of a wild statement, but I watched all those games and I'm very observative of especially the young players coming up. It almost looks like the prototype player is Barella right now for the Italian national team, because I look at that U17 team, they all kind of play like Barella. Super intense, extremely technical, very aggressive, and complete. Like they all have that kind of body type and that kind of football. And they dominated against Belgium, who's like a team of giants, all these players that are from Congo. Well, they're Belgian, but they're original African origins, like Congo. Like they look like basketball players, and they're 17. And you have but the Italy like completely dominated these guys, and then you had they played against Holland. They looked really good against Holland, and then they looked also good in the last game against Finland. Finland was that's where the tournament was, so Finland, is difficult to play against a home team. This generation coming up is very interesting. You got Camarda there. You got a lot of Milan players. You got Sala. You got Camarda. You got Liberali. You got the goalkeeper. There's very interesting players, and the prototype seems to be Barella. I'm very interested and curious to see how they do in this tournament coming up, and how these players will develop for the future. So this is the thing I'm looking forward to next, and that's pretty much it. All right, listen, I gotta go. Well, anything else you want to add?
Can I play some FIFA later?
Today, I won't be available. No.
Okie dokie. That's fine. Tomorrow then.
Yes. Oh, I'm playing right now with a fucking sick team.
You're
Sick.
playing like at this moment right now?
Not right now, but I'm with Lamar. I'm with Lamar. I'm with LA Fitness. With all these guys that have like 2,000 goals, 1,000 assists. We're in this team. We have this crazy streak going on, and we've been playing. So it's fun. It's fun. But I can't play today. I'm going to. I have to actually. I'm literally busy the whole day.
Oh, you're good.
So.
You're good. Yeah. I'm about to be like, I'm about to be done like all my schoolwork, so I'm gonna be on for a bit, which is good.
Yeah. Tomorrow night, I'm gonna be back on it. Tomorrow night. But yeah, I'm quite busy. So, any last things you want to say?
No, not really. It's just I feel like we don't know anything about the future of the club, and we'll see what happens. Whatever happens, happens with all these new decisions. So,
Roy, thoughts on our boy Cutrone, a Serie B MVP? Yes, Cutrone did really well with Como, but also Verdi, both Milan players, ex-Milan. Verdi Milan Academy product. He was the playmaker of the team. Cutrone was the finisher of the team. So Como has a lot of Milan in its success. That's nice to see. I hope Cutrone can come back to the Serie A. Cutrone he's a very good age right now, 26. I think he's just turned 26. He's still very young. He's still quite young. So 26, 27, that means that he's entered the beginning of his prime. This is just the beginning of his prime. So Cutrone, in theory, if he's lucky and everything goes his way, these next years should be very good for him. We should be seeing some good stuff from him. So yeah, I wish him the best. I definitely wish him the best. I really loved the energy that Cutrone brought to the team when he played for Milan. You know, he played with heart. So he wasn't great. Like technically, I'm not very impressed with him, but he was all temperament and emotion. Look at the
yo, Roy, check your Instagram. Wait, check your Instagram. Wait, what did you say?
No, I'm looking at Allegri. What, Pep Guardiola? Uh, fucking jacking off.
He got caught in 4K.
He's fucking trying to bust a nut on the bench.
Yeah. Oh my god.
All right, guys, listen. Anyway, today very sad news. Very sad news. Gerri, it's best that Gerri just keeps quiet, but unfortunately, he's not going to keep quiet because he has to do these seminars. He's going to do seminar. He does seminars all year round. So all year round, we have to hear the slow demolition of Milan's spirit soul. But other than that, yeah, we'll be live again soon, and we'll see what happens, guys. Soon when we get a little bit closer to the market, I am planning to be live almost every day and do the usual summer transfer thing where we follow the summer transfer stuff and talk about rumors and whatnot. But that won't be happening for maybe another 2 weeks. Maybe we'll do 1 or 2 more lives until then. All right, Antonio.
Let's do it. Yeah. I'm down to do some Milan news whenever that comes up.
Yeah, that should be starting June-ish, maybe just before June. We're going to start doing that.
Let's get it, man.
All right, guys, everybody, thank you for joining us. See you next time. Leave a like and all that good stuff. And thank you, Peter, for the super chat. We'll see you next time. Peace out. Peace, Antonio. Ciao.
Peace.